good evening, everybody. Nice to see a whole bunch of familiar names in chat. If you guys can hear me, will you let me know in chat if the audio is coming through? I made it. I think I'm on the right screen. You guys should be seeing me now and hearing me. Well, as you can see, Ranger's up here. Clearly, I have broken all my rules with the with Ranger being up on the bench. He knows now when the music starts for the stream. When he hears that music, he literally knows it's time to get up on the bench. So, yeah, all good. Hey, Natal, good evening or good afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon and evening for some. Okay, who we got here? See one or two new names. Kevin's hanging out, camping right now. That's awesome. Evening. Anthony Z. Warrior, how's everything going? Good to see you. Well, thank you, Anthony Z. Good to see you, sir. Everything's been going good. Yeah, very little to complain about. And even if I do, nobody's really going to listen. Whispering Vine Studio is in the house, so to speak. Good evening. Welcome. Nice to see you. I'm not even going to say your entire name, but there's user 1212 blah, 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 blah. You guys can see that person. Evening. Might be time to get a good profile name or something. That one's a little long. Kevin. Jim. Hey, Jim. How's it going? You guys are talking about what you got in the ground. Starting seeds already. I see I'm a little behind in chat here. Kevin, time for the Ranger and Warrior show. Yeah. You got that one right, Kevin. It's turned out to be the Ranger and Warrior show. Maybe that's what I'll call it. It's funny, he doesn't attempt to get up here at all during the week, but as soon as the audio starts and he sees me setting up for the stream, he knows it's time to get up here. So, yeah. Jim. Oh, you guys. You know, I'm seeing this chat about planting and getting your seeds going. I should probably start thinking about that. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to dig through some seed packages I've had for a few years. I have them somewhere. Actually, I know where they are. I'm going to see what I have. Definitely doing the beets, red beets again this year. And I'll try something else. Just chill out, okay, buddy? Who we got here? Kevin, Anthony, Mr. Gas. Stop. No. Oh, Ranger's misbehaving already. Where are we? Whispering Vine Studio. I need to get to tomato seeds. What Whispering Vines? What are you planting? What type of tomatoes? Do you like the little hybrids or heirlooms? I'm kind of partial to the heirloom tomatoes, but it's always a struggle to get them to grow up here because, you know, they just take so long to grow. Maybe this year I'll consider some type of hybrid tomato just to get them going sooner rather than later. Mr. Gas, good evening. You made it. Awesome. Welcome. Coming in loud and clear. Thank you, guys. Can hear you. All good. See and hear you. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay going on here. I got to remember that. Good to see you, Warrior. How's the weather been up there? Anthony Z. Well, guys, the weather's been quite interesting. We've had some wild swings in weather. There was a point not so long ago where we had a lot of snow on the ground. It was literally a winter wonderland up here. And then we had this wild swing in temperature. Things got warmer, and then the rain hit. I literally had 2 days of rain coming and going, and then an evening of quite quite a decent amount of rain, and the landscape changed real quickly up here. We went from, like I say, a snowy winter wonderland to a muggy marsh. Muggy marsh? Is that even a thing? What am I trying to say? A muddy bog. A muddy bog, guys. Yeah, that's what it is. Out here right now. I actually have a couple pictures I'll drop in right now, show you guys. I've been having to dig some trenches around the cabin just to divert water. As some of you know, I'm on a bit of a hillside here, and so whatever is behind me wants to come down and flow under the cabin and around the cabin, and I've tried to mitigate it as much as I can, but every now and again when we get these big weather dumps, particularly rain, I end up having to dig little trenches, just small trenches to divert water here and there. So I will drop in some images now, give you guys an idea. You can see this little trench coming from one of the piers in the front of the cabin there by the solar panels. There's a little bit of puddling or pooling around that pier, and I had to divert water from that corner of the cabin away. There you go. So it's been fun, guys. It's been fun up here. But I think we'll get it under control. Couple more days of sun and things will start looking better here. Yeah. Anyways, that's where we're at. Whispering vines. Am I caught up? Heirlooms are the best, but I need to put them in raised beds, cover with row cover, plus in the hoop house. Yeah. I've I learned the hard way with heirlooms this far north and trying to grow them outside. It's almost impossible, especially when you're at elevation like I am. Yeah, you need a greenhouse in this part of the world. You need a greenhouse to get heirlooms through a season. The growing season for me is literally 3 or 4 months of prime growing, and you know the good heirlooms will easily take that and then some. So. Hey, Joni, welcome. Good evening. Okay, guys, so yeah, I think I've caught some of the questions over here. Yeah, any other questions? So tonight I've got about 17 minutes of video, folks. For those of you who don't know and maybe sitting on the sidelines there watching the stream, what I typically do here is I capture some video through the week or couple weeks, just of life up here on the mountain, you know, what I get up to up here. And then I jam it all together and we watch some of the clips. And then, you know, during the clips, you guys are welcome to, you know, drop some questions in chat. Or if you have any opinions or anything you want to bring to chat, you're welcome to do so. I'll try and answer them as we're watching the video. And then afterwards, if you want to hang out for a while and chat, you know, that's what we do. So. Yeah, this video is only about, I think, 17 or 18 minutes long. So it's not a long one. I know the last few videos have been pretty long. The ranger's looking out the window right now. Anyways. Yeah, so 17-minute video. And yeah, guys, it's not the greatest footage. I only got into town for the first time on Friday. I literally have not been into town for about 3 weeks. And Friday was the first time I got into town. And some of you folks had sent me some items. Someone was very kind enough to help me out with some batteries for my camera. So now I have 3 batteries for my camera. So there'll be more footage. So I only got those on Friday. I think the packages had been sitting at the mailbox for 2 or 3 weeks. So thank you for helping out there. I also got some coffee from someone, which is always nice. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start the video, and yeah, like I said, if you've got any questions while we're watching, feel free to do so. So let's see if I can. Did I load this up? Pretty sure I did. Okay, here we go. Let me know in audio, folks.
Oh my God!
In chat,
I need to wipe
if
the
the
lens.
audio is working for the video. Thank you.
Well, greetings and salutations, guys and girls. It's Ranger. And me, the off-grid warrior. He's pretty excited. This is, I don't know, our first trip down the mountain in over a week. Believe it or not, we did have a lot of snow on the ground just a few, well, 30 hours ago. There's a lot more snow on the ground, and then we had this rain that hit, and let's just say it went on for hours. Last night I kept on wondering if the rain was going to stop. And I was outside digging little trenches around the cabin piers and trying to drain my little hoop shed, which is filling up with water on the ground. Of course, the ground is still mostly frozen, so a lot of the water wasn't draining that normally drains. So it's quite a different sight out here right now. And I suspect there is no more snowmobiling down the mountain. And right now I'm just checking to see if I can even get a quad down. So we've got a lot of empty gas containers. I also haven't had internet service for over a week now, or around about a week. So I need to hike to neighbors and see if I can maybe bum a ride at some point and get into town and resolve some issues. I mean, there's gas to get, and I don't know, a whole bunch of other issues to resolve. If I can even get internet service back up. So that's the update. Ranger and I have pretty much just been holed up in the cabin for a while, pondering the meaning of life. Anyways, we're gonna head down the mountain, take a look at the snowmobile, see what the situation is here. Pretty sure the snowmobile is not going anywhere. Just looking at the ground up here. So we'll just take it from there, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well, and hopefully chat soon. Cheers. Well, yeah, Ranger, snowmobile days might just be over, buddy. It's definitely not definitely not snowmobiling conditions, guys. Yep, good times are here. Well, it's bound to happen at some point. I'm going to take a little walk down the road here and see if maybe we could get quad down. Yeah, going to be interesting. I don't want to get the quad stuck or immobile for a while. Hopefully the quad starts up. Well, guys, I think it's safe to say there shall be no more snowmobiling, potentially for the rest of the season. Fun times. Yep. Do you guys ever ask yourself, why am I doing this? You ever had one of those moments where you think, why? What am I thinking? Yeah, that water's got to go up there, and I'm carrying it. It's about 5 gallons. So yeah, Ranger and I having a fine old time out in the hood. As you can see, I'm sure I look like death because we've already carried this a significant way. Now the fun starts. Well, we've already stopped 3 times between
the roadway down there and this point. So I got a feeling that we may not make it home with the water tonight. We'll probably do or we may do a put water down halfway and get home, because it's going to be getting dark and I need to get home before it's dark, because yeah, there's no headlamp in the backpack. Silly me. So I'm gonna go as long as I can, and I don't know, that's it. Kind of grateful for this thaw. It definitely makes this a little bit easier, having these patches of dirt to walk on. It would be pretty rough if we were doing this in snow up here. Sometimes I forget just how blessed I am and how fortunate I am. It's really not about the stuff, you know, the shiny things that trap you. None of that goes with you. It's pointless fretting about what you don't have. It's so much more fulfilling just focusing on what you do have. I know it's a challenge at times. Okay, onwards. Good shot, Ranger. Hopefully Ranger didn't give you guys a butt shot or something. Butt or nut shot. I'm happy to report, folks, that I'm thinking we might be able to get this water home tonight. Yeah. I think we're going to push through. We're like 55, 60% of the way. And I'm feeling jazzed. Hey buddy. Ranger. How you doing, buddy? Can I get you anything? You need anything? You need water? I got some water right here, buddy.
Should we finish it now? Oh yeah. Onwards. Always got to finish strong, guys, even though it's only 10 paces. Whew. Tired and kind of getting dark. It is for me. It's a muddy mess here, guys. I've been fighting water all night long and trying to divert water with tiny little trenches, and it's just a mess. But we're home now, so next thing is split some firewood, get some fire going, and get some water on the boil for a shower. I desperately need a shower. I actually caught a lot of water in every little bucket that I had while it was raining. I do catch the water, guys. It's just very dirty coming off the roof. There's a lot of soot up there, and all the water that seems to come out of that gutter is got a lot of soot in it. So that's why I'm not drinking that or filtering that. That's why I'm carrying the drinking water. I know it's not an ideal situation. Push comes to shove, I can melt snow and I can filter it and drink it. But you know, who doesn't like a good challenge, right? I mean, we all like to punish ourselves now and then, right? It's not just me, right? Okay, I think we're done with the filming, guys. It's time to get wrapped up. Take it easy. You ready to do this, Ranger? I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're going to try. Well, folks, big changes up here, as you can see. Thanks, Ranger. Yeah, it's a sunny day. We've had a massive temperature shift in the last few days. Massive. We've had a lot of rain. It's been a mud fest up here. It still is. And today I'm going to attempt to fire up the ATV, the quad, the two-wheeled quad, and see if I can get how far down I can get this mountain. I can't even talk straight anymore. We're going to see how far I can get down the mountain and whether or not I can get the quad all the way down. Yeah, it's a beautiful day and we've got to get stuff done. Just put it that way. It's been a little rough, shall we say, this season. Damn it, Ranger. Okay, well, let's get that fixed up. Thanks, Ranger. He knocked the camera over. Well, it didn't take too much effort. The quad started up. Well, let's see what happens. So far, so good. Well, after success of trip number 1 down the mountain on the quad, we're gonna move some empty containers down the mountain, so I have less to move tomorrow. Since tomorrow will be my first trip into town in many weeks. So we're going to get as much down the mountain as possible this afternoon and have a lighter load when we head down tomorrow to, work on the next project. So I'm going to get going here. We're losing light. Cheers. Okay, this time we've got the keys for the trailer. And do another run down the mountain. Hey. Huh. I hear there's a I don't know, an egg shortage or something going on with eggs currently. I lose track of, what's going out there in the civilized world, guys. But my girls are producing pretty well right now, 3 or 4 eggs a day. When things start to warm up and we get more sunlight, that's a terrible peeling job I'm doing. Hopefully you guys aren't watching this. Once we start getting more sunlight and the weather warms up here, egg production, shoots up. Oh boy. Oh yeah. What do you mean wash my hands? Good stuff, guys. Okay. Buddy, I'm just gonna have one more egg, okay? And then we can go. One more egg. Well, here we are again.
Well, that's it, guys and gals. That's the last 2.5, 3 weeks, whatever, somewhere around that time frame. Didn't really get much video, but to be honest with you, didn't do too many activities. Yeah, so what I missing chat. Hey Tomahawk, good to see you, sir. Johnny, nothing better than spring eggs. Yeah. It's nice to see egg production for me come up a little bit. There's a lean period there. There's a lean period of eggs there with the chickens. They weren't performing very well, but things seem to be picking up right now. Yeah. Pardon the dog, guys. I don't know. Somebody has some issues. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. Yeah. Tomahawk, it is certainly cold here tonight. -7. Oh, that that's cold. Yeah, I'm living the high life up here right now. Temperature wise, it's like being on the beach down in the Caribbean. What is the temperature? It's currently it's 68 degrees inside and 52 outside, which is absolutely balmy. But we could still have some swings here. It's not uncommon to have snowfall, more snowfall right up through May even. So we shall see what happens. It's definitely been warm for a week now. I don't want to encourage him, Joni. If I start petting and giving him attention now, he'll be in my grill and in your grill, all stream long. Yeah. So still no luck on the vehicles, folks. There's no functioning vehicles. I'm really grateful for the quad. I'm still running. As you can see, not much snow for snowmobiling, but like I say, that could change any minute. But to be honest with you, I have my doubts this season. I think it's going to be a low snow season. It has been a low snow season. I don't think we're going to see much more. That's just my personal take on the climate right now. I'd love to get a massive snow dump, but I think those days are over. Yeah. Yeah, Tomahawk, I forgot, apologies, but I forgot where you're at. You're on the East Coast somewhere? Yeah, so not quite sure what's going to happen going ahead here with the vehicles and such. I'm not fretting too much about it. We'll just see what happens, but yeah, no idea. I do need to start on the greenhouse, though. That's probably a project that I need to start thinking about. Of course, some of you know my greenhouse becomes a storage unit through the winter months, and I have a bunch of stuff in there that needs to come out and go somewhere else. I will say, though, that I'm probably ending the quail experiment. I think I invested enough time and effort and finances into the quail to realize it's not something I want to continue. The quail that I have are not meat quail. They're not the large Coturnix quail that have been bred for a large size. They're just your small, average, mixed lot of smaller quail. And I really got them for eggs, and the egg production has been little to zero since I got them. We'll see if things improve as the temperature warm up with the quail, but I'm not going to hold my breath. They're not great for eating. Some of you know I have eaten some of the quail, and it was more work than actual meat. So the quail are probably going to go away, and the space that they occupy will become a shed for the stuff that's in the greenhouse. Yeah, as much as I like to live a minimalist lifestyle, and I don't have too much up here, it just seems like over the last few years I've accrued stuff, boxes, tools, and they all need to go somewhere. So even though I started off small, I've run out of space. So I'd like to get everything corralled and under control. So the quail area is going to be perfect for that. Right, where are we? 70 degrees on Saturday, 29, South Carolina. Nice. 70 degrees. I like that. Upstate New York, that's right, Tomahawk. I remember now. A card on its way. Well, thank you, Tomahawk. I look forward to that. Johnny, 20 miles from Corning, NY. Oh, okay. Joni, 18 degrees. Kipster, how hot does it get in the summer where you live? How are you able to make it without AC? AC? Kipster, I don't know what that is. What is the AC? Yeah, I'm kidding, mate. I don't even use the AC in my vehicle, and I haven't for years. I'm the guy. I just like to roll down the window. If it's hot, I roll down the window. But yeah, Kipster, it can get pretty hot here. Summer months, peak summer, we hit the hundreds. It's not uncommon to have a few days where we'll be in the, see 100 degrees. I think the most I've seen is 103, 104 up here, but quite common to be in the 90s. Well, it can get brutally hot. For small chunks at a time. It's not like sustained, but we'll see 90s for sure. Yeah. Yeah, Range and I have a spot. Well, you guys have seen it, the little creek at the bottom of the valley here, where we collect our water. We have a little, shall we call it a swimming hole? Can't really swim in it. It's more like just wade in it or lay in it, type creek. But we have some days that are so hot. Range and I will head down there, and just for reprieve, I'll go down there, get my boots off, and just soak in the water. Get some water on my head and just cool down at the creek. Ranger really enjoys it. He loves laying in that water on those hot days. So yeah, it gets hot down here, up here. It's always cooler down in the valleys and hotter up on the mountains. Yeah, Mr. Ranger wants some attention. He's quite the attention hog. Yes, you are. You're an attention hog. Anyways, buddy, seriously? Yeah, he's clearly not into sharing me. Yeah. So, as you know, I rely on you to keep me chatting over here. Got any questions, any comments? Maybe I need to turn up some brightness on the camera here. We're looking a little dark. Let me see if I can figure out how to adjust the camera on the fly. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Getting dark. I think what I'm going to try in the future, guys, is maybe we'll try a stream outdoors. As these days get longer, I'll attempt to set up some cameras outside and maybe do some work outside and live stream it. We'll see. It might be fun. A little more interesting than some old bearded guy sitting with his dog in a cabin, jibber jabbering, right? You'd like to be outside. I know you would. See, this is what I deal with. Partly why I'm going crazy, guys. Stop. No. Stop. No. Okay. Would it be prying too much to ask what went into your decision to where to build your cabin? I'm not suggesting it's in a bad location. Rather, I'm just asking what went into your decision. Kipster, I am an expert at building structures in the wrong place. It's actually an area I absolutely excel in. So, there is no... for me, it was hillside or nothing. So, there's no real... This is the flattest little bench I could find that would accommodate a small cabin and some living space, working space around it. Everything else is pretty much on a slope all the way down to the bottom of the valley. So, and it was the same with the last property, the property that I owned, where I built my log cabin, also on a hillside. And we just make do with what you can, with what you have. I would say I've always advised over the years, for folks looking for property that perhaps can't afford property, or um, may not be able to purchase those $500,000 chunks of land. If you consider hillside or less than desirable land, you can find some real deals. Of course, the last few years have been tough. I've been out of the loop with property prices in the last year or so, but I know for many years now, particularly after the whole, BLM riots, a lot of Californians fleeing, moving up to other areas, property prices, the COVID thing, pushing people out of cities. Everybody is looking for rural property, and a lot of people were looking to move north. And so property prices have been ridiculous for several years now. But I've always said, consider looking at less desirable properties and think outside the box as far as building. Now, obviously, living on a slope is not ideal. But if you're willing to do a little more work, maybe you can find some property for a steal that nobody else wants because there's nothing flat or nowhere to build on it. But that's how I look at it. I don't know if that answered your question, Kipster, but yeah, I am an expert at building in places you shouldn't. Yeah. And Kipster, this hasn't been built to be a 50, 60-year structure. It's I actually went into this with it being just temporary and an experiment. The experiment is dragged on now, so we shall see. We shall see. Joni, you took down the twinkle lights beside you. Actually, no, Joni, the lights are still up here. It's just there's a lot of light. It's still early in the day, but I can put them on though. Let's see if we can add some atmosphere to the show. Figure out how to plug them in. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Okay, how's that, Joni? Better? Where are we with the camera here? Maybe a little. There we go. Oh yeah, much better. Okay. Tomahawk, are you close to creek or body of water? Wondering if you can hook a line up and pump to you. Tomahawk, no, I'm not that close. There's no way or no option to get water up here or pumped up here. But I knew this from the beginning, guys. This is like I've said before, I like to make things difficult, because if life isn't difficult, then, well, for me at least, it doesn't feel like I'm living. A little bit of sarcasm in that, though, but nothing like a good challenge, guys, as you know. Where are we? Whispering Vine Studio. I need to go, everyone. Making salmon sushi rolls tonight. Oh, Whispering Vines. That's cruel. I do miss sushi. It's been several years since I've gone and had some good sushi. That's great. But hey, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Oh, some sushi would be so nice, guys. Yeah, I spent many years out at sea, and when you're on a small sailboat crossing an ocean, you've got nothing but time, and so one thing you're always doing is fishing. And when you cross an ocean on a small sailboat, you always have lines out, and you're kind of going at a low or slow speed. And I've eaten a lot of fresh fish straight out of the ocean, the middle of the ocean. We used to, if we caught a nice tuna, we'd pull the tuna on board and cut just thin slices of uh, meat off the bone raw, and just eat the tuna raw right there, as 5 minutes after the fish has come out of the water. So I enjoy good fresh fish. It's been a long time though. When you live so far inland, well, put it this way: when you've lived on the coast or spent much time out at sea, and you know what fresh fish is, it's hard to come this far inland and then go somewhere that claims to have fresh fish, and then eat something that is clearly not fresh. Some people actually think that if you flash freeze fish and then keep it in a refrigerator for months, it's still fresh when you eat it. That's not fresh. This is me going off on a tangent about what is fresh fish, guys. You see, we cover all the topics here. So I've been to a few places over the years this far inland claiming to have fresh fish, and I can tell you it wasn't fresh. But beggars can't be choosers either, guys. I'd take any fish right now. I do prefer saltwater fish. I just think they're tastier. I find most of what comes out of freshwater, these lake fish that we have up here, trout, bass, I find them a little bland. It's all about what you cook them with, how you're preparing them. But the actual meat itself is pretty bland compared to the saltwater fish. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, where are we? Yeah. See ya, Whispering Vines. Enjoy your meal. Yeah, I'm still working on mastering the art of fishing in rivers. Even though I've been in this neck of the woods for quite some time now, between the Pacific Northwest inland and Idaho and Montana, I haven't quite mastered the art of fishing rivers. I often fish, but I don't often catch. I've met some folks over the years that have advised me on what lures to use, and I use the lures that they're catching on, but do you think I can catch? No. So it's definitely It's definitely an art form, fishing rivers and eddies, and understanding the best, reading rivers and understanding where you need to be. Clearly, I don't spend enough time. I'd hope to do some fishing this season, but the vehicles thing is vehicles breaking down is a bit of an issue for me, and getting out there fishing. Yeah. Okay, where are we? I love good fried trout. Yeah, I mean, I think frying trout is probably the best way to eat it, as opposed to like boiled in some dish. It just needs to, at least with frying them, you get a bit of that crackling or crisp on the exterior, and that can be flavorful depending on what you're cooking it in. Butter is always good. A little bit of garlic. Yeah. Actually, I do need to get myself a fishing license. Renew it. Why are you whining? Yeah. I am great at feeding the fish rather than catching. Oh, yeah. Family Plan is in the house. Welcome. You must be reading those fresh fish signs wrong. It has to be... Wait, hang on. I'm reading the wrong chat over there. I got to read somewhere else. That's too small. You must be reading the fresh fish signs wrong. It has to be fast fished, so far away from the ocean. Stop. Buddy, stop. I don't know if you guys can hear Ranger in the background there. He's not hungry. He's been fed just before the stream started, so there we go. Fried fish. Yeah. What is your deal? Yeah, you got a pet. Yeah. Okay. Wow. He's a monster, guys. He can be a real monster. Okay, we're done now. We're done. You've had your moment. We go back to just chilling out and stop. Down. Down. Stay. Stay. Oh yeah, fish, guys. Oh yeah, where are we? Like a kid wants attention. I know it's terrible, Johnny. He's now he wants out. You want to go out? Hang on, guys and gals. You want to go out? Come on, go out. Okay. You heard fish. Yeah, that's right, Kevin. Oh, Kevin, if you're ever up in my neck of the woods, feel free to let me know, and you can come visit since you're living the outdoor van life. If you're ever up here, let me know and come and visit. Natal, he's singing for an audience. Yeah. The singing's one thing. It's the putting his paws up on my favorite sweater, folks. Yeah. Anyways, folks, I am going to put a link in chat here if anybody's inclined to help out. I would appreciate it. Feel free to use the link and help support the channel and, well, me. By supporting the channel, you're supporting me up here. So, and I just want to thank everybody who has helped out in the past as well. There's a few of you folks out there that have helped out, kept me going through winter. So I want to thank you. If you're out there in the sidelines, maybe watching but not chatting, I appreciate the mail. Some of you folks have sent me some honey and batteries for the camera and coffee. So I just want to thank you guys so much. So yeah, moving on. Appreciate the offer. Maybe summer. I got a lot of DR appointments coming up. Yep, got you, Kevin. Anyways, yeah. So I think the last time I had sushi was probably about 2 years ago. Yeah, that would be nice. Joni, got to go on the eagles in Big Bear Country. Eggs are starting to pip. Got to go check on the eagles in Big Bear Country. Eggs are starting to pip. You talking literally about eagles? Sorry, I got to get Ranger again. He's whining. Imagine that. Yeah, I think he's obviously got me trained, not the other way around. Come on. Okay, I think I need to put some more lights on the camera over here. It's getting a little dark in here, folks. And boost it up a bit. There we go. Okay. Oh, bald eagles, huh? That's nice, Joni. We have this area is known for its bald eagles. and I have them quite often flying, doing circles around the top here, especially when the chickens are out. But we have an area along the river which is, Eagle Alley. I mean, there's just dozens of them um, on the treetops and hovering above the river, especially when the fish are running. It's quite nice to see so many eagles in one area, especially in spring when you'll see the young starting to come out. Well, later than spring, they start to fly with the parents. It's always interesting to watch them. I'll sit up here sometimes and just watch the skies for quite some time with the amount of activity between the hawks, the eagles, the ravens. There's a lot of activity. And these are the things I never really paid attention to living in a city or town. Um, these little wonders tend to pass you by, and they could be happening and you'll never notice them, at least in my case. But once you live out rural and you have the time to stare at trees and stare at the sky, you begin to notice all these things taking place. Kevin, I haven't seen golden eagles. I'm not sure if I've seen any golden eagles here. I mean, the one that we have here primarily is the bald American eagle. I don't think I've seen any golden eagles. I'm not sure about that. Hey, good night, Johnny. We'll see ya. Thanks for swinging by. Jim, I chain my dog at night. He's a fence climber. Yeah, Jim. I haven't had an issue with Ranger getting over my fences yet. I think they might be like maybe a foot too high for him, but he has got over some residential fencing before. I went and visited somebody in town who had a fenced-in area, and the neighbor happened to have a female on heat, and I thought Ranger was safe within the fenced area, and he managed to jump over the fence. And let's just say it was his first time with the lady when I found him. Ranger, can you stop? Seriously. I'm conducting a very important show here, Ranger, and you're spoiling it right now. Stop. No. 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 Shh. Shh. Okay. I don't know. Anyways, Jim, yeah, he jumped that fence and like it was nothing. Yeah. Anyways, Ranger, stop now. No. No. My goodness. And whoever heard of locking up your dog for a stream? Might have to start doing that. Anyways. Yeah, so on Friday, like I said, Friday was the first time in town in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure if I mentioned in some of those clips, but I'd lost internet service for a week or two. There's some issues with transferring money from PayPal to the bank, and I didn't know banks could do this, but nowadays banks can just decide to move money without your permission. So I had a Starlink payment that went through my bank, and my bank had just removed the funds, so the Starlink payment didn't go through. So there was a couple of weeks there I didn't have service, guys. So that's why I wasn't online much, well, at all, and there were no streams. So hopefully we got that cleared up now, and I tried to set the Starlink is now coming directly out of the PayPal. So as long as there's funds in PayPal, guys, I can keep streaming. And, skip the bank, and it's ability to just remove cash as it as it wants to. So, anyways, that's what happened there. I did have somebody. There are some emails I need to reply to that some folks sent me. But if you're watching, that's why the internet went down. Okay. Hey, Chris James, welcome. I just got home jumping in. Right on. Well, we appreciate it, Chris. Welcome, man. Yeah, we had a 17 minutes of video that I put together early on in the stream. You could always watch that, replay it. Nothing too exciting, just the usual dragging things up and down the mountain. Kipster, I suspect there are a few places on a LS-based engine where mice tend to chew wires. If that's true, YouTube might point you to a few places that would narrow it down. Yeah. Yeah, I need to get refocused on the vehicles. I kind of gave up, guys, there in the midst of it all after changing the starter motor and changing the plugs and having no luck. I kind of threw my arms up in the air and switched focus to my van, the Astro van. And then there's a problem there, and I've just kind of switched off fixing vehicles or focusing on them. It's a little difficult when you don't even have the funds to repair the problem. Even if I knew what the problem was right now, guys, there's no ability to just go out and get the parts. So I just sort of mentally switched off fixing the vehicles, but it is something I need to figure out here coming up. Refocus on. We'll see. I do, as the thaw happens here, I need to start considering, let's put it this way, I do need to find some kind of employment, ideally, if I want to repair vehicles. And I'm not sure how that's going to happen if I don't have vehicles to get to any kind of job or work. So it's a little bit of a conundrum. I think I'm going off on a tangent now, and I'll reel myself in. Yeah, where are we? Random thing says here, my internet was down, back online. Hey. Yeah, it's funny, for years I went without internet, and I even went without a cell phone. Right now I don't have a cell phone plan anymore. I gave that up halfway through winter or at the beginning of winter. So even though I have a phone, I need to have wireless for it. I do have what's called a VoIP number, a voice over IP number. It's not a official cell phone number, but that requires wireless or internet connectivity for me to use my phone and use that number. But I just gave up on cell phones and cell companies and having contracts. That's not anything I'll ever do again. I'm not interested in a contract. I'm definitely not interested in $1,000 phone. It just blows my mind to see people spending thousands of dollars on phones. It makes no sense to me. I mean, even if I had the funds to throw around, it wouldn't be towards $1,000 phone. It just sounds ridiculous. So, yeah, for years I went without any kind of connectivity. And I'll tell you what, guys, to be honest with you, it's probably the happiest, most content I have been without any connectivity. Sort of a double-edged sword. It is nice to stay in contact with people and to get news, and obviously I'm able to stream, but there's a part of me that does or did enjoy not having any connectivity at all. There is an upside to that. I think mental, emotional well-being is better not knowing what's going on in the world. Just keeping it real. But obviously without technology and internet service, I wouldn't be streaming. That's obvious. Okay, better off a couple more chickens maybe. Oh, okay. Did I miss something there? Are you referring to more less quail, more chickens? Yeah, I was quite happy with 2 chickens that were laying regularly. I'm only one person, one man, and 2 chickens. That could be a theme to a movie or something, or to a documentary. One man and 2 chickens. Um, 2 chickens, if they're laying and 2 eggs a day, is enough for one person. Um, I now have 5 chickens, and I'm getting enough, more than enough eggs. Every now and again, I will boil up some eggs and give Ranger some eggs, so he enjoys them, and they're good for him. So, um, but I don't need a big flock of chickens up here. It's just uh, too many eggs would be a waste or problematic to deal with. So I think I'm good. 5 chickens is fine for me. Um, Mr. Gas, I'm reading the wrong chat over there. I gotta read the big chat here. Mr. Gas, do you like peanut butter? Yeah, I do like peanut butter. It's one of those luxuries that peanut butter is not really a luxury, but it is for me. I do enjoy it when I have it. I usually go for like that creamy peanut butter, smooth. I'm the a spoonful of peanut butter as a treat every now and again is kind of fun. Can you stop? Really? The funny thing is, guys, Ranger never just whines like this in the cabin. But then again, I'm not talking like this to a monitor, but he's literally trying to be involved in the conversation. Okay, Jim, I do the prepaid phone, 27 a month. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jim, I know a few people that do that and find that easier. It's definitely cheaper. There, like most things, guys, there's a con in advertising and marketing around phone and cell phone service in this country. It's the idea that you're going to get $1,000 payment, and I've heard this before. Oh, but I only pay, $45 a month, and the phone will be paid off. The amount that you end up paying for that phone at the end of your contract is more than what the phone is worth. Of course, I know most of you guys are pretty intelligent and know this, but yeah. I gotta let Ranger out again, guys. Hang on. And I might have to turn the lighting up again here. I'll put a light on. Hang on, guys. Hey, we're back. Okay. Yeah, I mean, having a phone. The only time I ever feel I need a phone or a phone would be nice is is when I used to travel and you drive these long distances. If you have a problem or a breakdown, it's nice being able to have a phone. But I don't have a lot of people calling me. Clearly, there's no cell phone service up here either. I don't get cell phone service. I've got to drive about 12 miles before I get signal. So, and I'm not driving, so yeah. Family plan: 4 eggs a day minimum. Otherwise, gains are shrinking. Yeah, I must get the protein. Yeah, must. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to get big like me, you got to eat a lot of protein. That means 10 eggs a day. I don't know. I think there's probably a limit to how many eggs you should have a day. You might give yourself a heart attack with too many eggs. But Yeah, when I eat eggs, it's usually minimum 4 eggs. I will guzzle down. Oh, bacon would be nice. Bacon. Been a while. It's been a while since I had the bacon and eggs. Actually, lie. I had bacon and eggs on Friday, guys. I went into town and actually had somebody who was very kind enough on Friday to drive 2 hours to come and help me out, get down the mountain, and we had a breakfast in town. I had eggs hollandaise, which is one of my favorites. Um, at a local breakfast spot, diner, mom and pop diner, and that was delicious. It's been a while. I gobbled that down, but yeah, that person drove out here to help me get out of a storage unit because for a couple of years now I've maintained a storage unit in town, and well, we got to the point where I can't really afford the storage unit anymore, and I had to get out there before the end of the month. So this person was kind enough to drive 2 hours and help me move, do 2 trips, and get all the items out of the storage unit, which I now have sitting down at the bottom of the valley over here. And I have to do something with them. So we had to figure that out now, how I need to haul the items up the mountain here or hide them. So that was my big Friday excursion. It was quite fun, actually. Yes, and I had bacon with my eggs hollandaise. I always ask for that as a side order. Anyways, where are we? Random things. Went to buy more chickens yesterday. There were only straight runs left, and not many of those. Probably to the egg price. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this whole egg thing affects the buying chicks this year in all these little stores, homesteading and farm stores. I wonder if that's going to affect the whole chick hatcheries and selling of chicks. Without going too far down that what shall we call it, theories around chickens and what's happening, I won't be surprised if they don't want anybody having chickens. They don't want anybody having chickens and feeding themselves. I mean, okay, I'll stop now before I get into trouble. About ready to toss phone now with all the scam and spam calls lately. Yeah, Kevin. I don't struggle with any of that, but I will say there was a time when I had a mailbox, and I just got so sick and tired. This was probably about 10 or 12 years ago. I got so sick and tired with the amount of garbage mail I would receive. Brochures, pamphlets. It got to a point where I would say 95% of my mail was just absolute garbage. Stuff I didn't ask for, stuff I didn't want. And I discovered that there is a way to, there is a form you can fill out at the US Postal Service. It's been some time now, but I think I did it online. And I may have had to print it out and sign it and then take it to my local post office. But there is a way to stop all that junk mail that you get in your mailbox. And after I did that, all that junk mail literally stopped. There is a way to stop that in your post. Now, I know you're talking about cell phones and on these robocalls, but it's amazing how everything is run by marketeers. We consume much consumerism. It's just the amount of garbage that goes out on a daily basis, whether it be on your phone, whether it be in your mailbox, whether it be billboards, advertising. It's quite overwhelming. Yeah. I'll let Ranger in, guys. But yeah, it was quite a relief back then having all that garbage mail stop, uh, because it was overwhelming, overwhelming. I'd never experienced that in any other country besides the US. It was just mind blowing to me how much garbage arrived in my mailbox. I had never seen that before, and I've lived in I know 3 or 4 different countries and had mailboxes and received mailers. It's only in the States where I got hit with all that garbage. Natal, just wondering how much little chicks cost this year. Yeah, I wonder if the pricing is going to go up and availability. It'll be interesting. Uh, Natal, are you planning on getting more chicks this year? You gonna be buying some more? I know you have quite the flock already. Mr. Gascas, junk mail makes good fire starter. Yeah, it does. But yeah, if you got a fire to start, sir, it does. I find twigs and kindling makes good fire starter too. Family plan brochure is more like brochure. Yeah. Ranger, you're driving me nuts now. You've got to stop. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I never really suffered too much with the cell phone robocalls because I can't even remember the last time I had a landline in the US. It's been a long time, and I tend to change cell phone numbers every 2 or 3 years. Um, so I have a system, guys. I have a system to stay ahead of the the profiling, shall we call it, where you change numbers every 2 or 3 years, and you get new email addresses, and addresses change, PO box changes, and you just stay ahead of it all the time. There is a downside to having regular cell phone number changes over the years, and that whoever had that number before you, you'll start getting calls for them. And it's amazing how often I'll get calls from. It's usually when I change a number, there'll be a couple months of calls from collection agencies. Apparently, people who go through numbers or change their numbers often have collection agencies after them. So that's one thing I've noticed when I get a new number. I'll have calls from collection agencies looking for such and such person. It's the joys of living in a society where you must always be in debt for something. You've always got to have that new shiny thing, to feel good about yourself. Debt is. I've actually heard folks make the argument for debt and why having debt is so important. For your credit score and so on. The whole thing just is quite ridiculous. So, anyways. Oh, maybe Natal. Maybe you'll get some more chickens. You got to get those Buff Orpingtons. Buff Orpingtons. Random things. I have 9 chickens, but some are getting old, so need some fresh egg layers. Yeah. How long do you random things? How long do you? What do you consider old? What's an old layer? 3, 4 years. Tomahawk. Eggs around our area cost $6 a dozen in the stores. We get ours from the neighboring farmers or at the farm market for half that cost. Yeah. Yeah, farm markets are if you have one or can get to one, that's definitely the way to go. Got to support the little guys whenever you can. If there's a mom and pop business, you should be supporting them. That's what I like to do. I mean, I don't I really don't spend much money anywhere, but if I have the option, it's the mom and pop. Jim, I change my number every few years. The phone rings less that way. Lol, yeah, that's true, Jim. Um, I mean, I might have two people that I may get a call from or a text message from on a regular basis. Otherwise, there's no calls. And the eldest are going to be 3 in April. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get to the point where I can have some, hens sitting on eggs. It's really tough nowadays to get a hen to the point where it'll sit on an egg. It takes a few generations to get to that point. I have recollections of growing up and being on farms, and there were always hens with their chicks running around, and then that just stopped at some point. You saw less of that from these hatchery chicks. The broodiness has just been bred out of them. That it takes quite a bit of work and time to get chickens broody. Um, Tomahawk Amish. What did I miss? Oh, the Amish. Gotcha. Are these real Amish or the fake Amish that drive $70,000 pickup trucks? Yeah, I've learned over the years that there are variations of Amish, and they can vary from very traditional to Amish in name only. They use Amish as a marketing strategy to market their little Amish store when nobody working or owning the store is actually Amish. But yeah, real Amish. Okay, got you, Tomahawk. Right. How long we've been going? We still have a few here, and there's a few viewers on the sideline there that are remaining quiet. Feel free to introduce yourself or ask questions or chat. But there's always a few just sitting and watching, but not saying anything. But that's okay. That's all right. Thank you. Tomahawk buggies everywhere. Ah, okay. And bicycles. Yeah. I don't know which group do this, but there's some Amish that. Is it true that there's Amish that don't? You can operate something with wheels, but it can't have a tube or tire on it. Is that an actual thing? I think I may have saw it was either a meme or some group that don't believe in having tires or tubes on the wheels. They'll have metal rims but no tubes on them on their tractors. Is that a thing? Have I got it wrong, Tomahawk? That's quite interesting to me. I mean, if you're gonna have a tractor with a combustion engine and metal tires, but not the tubes, that I don't know. Seems a little odd to me. Is that a thing? Yeah, the Mennonites are a little yeah. We have Mennonites up here, and they if you don't know, they could be anybody in town. Clueless on that, lol. Yeah. You gonna whine again? You need to go outside. Yeah. I don't know, guys. This Mr. Ranger is. Do you want to just run the show, maybe? Huh? You want to do the show? I don't know. This dog is weird. He's weird. Okay, well, may start winding it down if the chat's you guys don't have any topics, any questions. I've got several days ahead of me here to move a few items up this mountain. I'm not sure. Right now I only have the quad, so I'm not sure how much moving of items that came out of my storage unit will happen. I have a few containers of water and gasoline which can come up. I find that I can fit 2 containers on the quad with myself, 2 5-gallon containers of gas. That works pretty well, even though there's still quite a bit of snow in some areas. There's a foot of snow, but it's fairly compact, so the quad does can ride up on it. But I think when things start thawing here, we'll probably even see more mud on the roadway. Be interesting to see how the quad does once the snow softens up. Yeah, Ranger's just growling at something he saw through the window, but I don't see anything. I don't know if you guys can hear him growling. Yeah, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 days ago, there was some coyotes scat fairly close to the cabin. I mean, coyotes, we have a lot of them around here. They're not a big deal, but I hadn't seen any coyotes scat that close to the cabin for a while. So I don't know if they're coming out of winter, and everything gets a little more active towards the end of winter. Everything's out and about, so starts to move. So activity will start picking up here with some of the critters out there starting to move around. Will you be opening up your water again? Tomahawk, what do you mean by opening up my water again? I mean, I need to reconnect my water tanks, my water catchment off the roof. Right now, my tanks, I typically drain the tanks before winter, and so my tanks have been drained. My main tank behind the cabin is. I haven't connected up the water from the roof. The runoff, my water catchment systems aren't connected right now because there's still a chance of a freeze and there's still a chance of a lot of snow. So I'm holding off on this. I know it may look like in some of the video that we're at the end of winter, but things can still happen and often do up here. So I'm holding off reconnecting all my water catchment systems up here, if that's what you're talking about. Is that yeah, I mean I'm in a holding pattern, let's just call it that. We need to get through the next month or so before I start to gear into spring season and pulling everything out. Yeah. Can you make a quick trailer for the quad, maybe with metal rims and no tires? Yeah. Chris, I thought about that. Last year I was considering a little trailer, and so that quad that I have is only a 250cc, and it's only 2-wheel drive. It's not an actual all-wheel drive quad. It's not 4-wheel drive. So the Ranger's just growling at something out there. Might be looking at his reflection. um, so I don't want to overwork that quad. It's not really like a farm boss. It's not a quad built to be worked. Hauling loads and so on. So I don't want to kill that quad. So light work use is where it's at. Now I do have a gorilla cart. I don't know if you know what those look like. I have a plastic gorilla cart with the wheels. It's not a trailer for a quad, but I have and do hook that up to the quad and do lighter stuff up and down come spring and summer. But I really don't want to overwork that quad too much. It's the one thing that works well for me, and I'd hate to kill it, given all the mechanical issues I've had through winter. Even the snowmobile with the shock braking on the snowmobile, that's going to have to be replaced before next season. But the quad for me is the one thing that always works, and I don't want to abuse it too much. It's an older quad. Like I say, it's fairly lightweight, two-wheel drive, and low CC. So I don't want to create or be too dependent on that quad hauling everything up for me, because I feel like it might die or I might kill it. I'm gonna let Ranger out, guys. Hang on. I think if you really want to work a quad and haul loads with it, it needs to be in the minimum 500 cc or 700, for it to be a workhorse and haul things in a trailer up a steep slope on a regular basis. You need something big and built for that. Okay, yeah, Tomahawk, the catchments. Hopefully, I answered your question on that. It's all about just holding off a little bit longer here before I get into that spring mode. Family plan. This time of the year, the she Sasquatch get frisky. Ranger can hear them outside, and the cabin is letting you know. In the cabin outside, and the cabin is letting you know. Yeah. Well, family planning. If there was a she Sasquatch out here, I'd probably be in tune with the she Sasquatch as well. I'd probably scent and sniff it out too. Or maybe I've lost the ability to do so. I don't know. There's definitely a lot of movement happening now this time of the year. It won't be long and we'll be seeing all the little Bambis running around. The tasty little Bambis. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Maybe. Yeah. What else we got here? Anything? Any more topics to discuss? Did I miss anything in chat? Oh, hang on. Just got a 2006 Honda 250 Rancher. It pulls my trailer and firewood. Oh, okay. A 350, huh? Okay. I guess that would do the job. I didn't know they made a 350 Rancher. That's nice. I mean, you can't go wrong with Honda. One thing Honda does is great motors. As a non-mechanic guy, I do know that Honda makes great motors. Kevin, give Bambi 2 years and have dinner. Yeah. There'll be a lot of Bambis running around here real soon. And yeah, believe it or not, I gotta let Ranger in again. Definitely got me trained. Okay. No, no, no. Stay. Okay. Tomahawk, do you clear your compound of unwanted limbs and debris for fire season? Well, Tomahawk, um, I can only hope that. I mean, it worries me even discussing it, talking about it, but I can only hope that we do not have a fire on this mountain because, as far as I'm concerned, there won't be any fighting it for me. And so, yeah, every year there's a bit of clearing that takes place. I do need to do some more cleanup up here. It's just one of those ongoing things. There's always limbs and stuff to be picked up and cleared. Um, but you know, I have a lot of trees around me, and you know, the option of cutting a giant bald patch around me on this mountainside is not really an option. Um, so I just sort of pray that there's no issues and do what I can. I do need to formulate a better fire plan here. It's one thing when you just have a few items you can grab and go. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've got more things up here that will need to be grabbed and taken. But we just pray for the best come fire season. You know, that's the one disadvantage of having a low snow season. Is we can expect a drier season. You know, low snow seasons typically mean a lot of dry areas, and you know that's never good around here. So I don't think I really answered your question. um, right. The Tomahawk. I don't own the land that's like adjacent to me and within 100 feet of me. So that's why I say, you know, I can't cut a big bald patch around me. There's properties on either side. I'm like in a corner, a top corner, and on both sides of me are two different property owners, and so I'm just at nature's will up here. So you know, the escape route. It for me. The escape route is really like, what am I grabbing? I have a couple grab bags of important documents and things, but for me, if something starts up here, it's going to be, if I'm lucky, I can grab a bag and start making my way out of here. There won't be much like hauling stuff and getting boxes and slowly moving it. It'll be one or two items and go. So, I just need to decide on what those items will be. But I also need to start thinking about winter firewood already. You know, this really is the time to have everything cut down that you're going to process for next winter, and get it cut and seasoned. So That's another thing I need to start thinking about here. You know, cutting wood, firewood is all year round, really. Just depending on what's going on with employment and time. I say that, but quite often it's a mad rush towards the end of the season, or when winter is looming. All of a sudden, it becomes a mad rush. But to get wood properly downed and seasoned, I need to have it, down a year before I intend on using it at least. That's another topic, though. So yeah, bugging out, Tomark. Yeah. Do you have a big chainsaw so you can drop the trees around you if you had a fire? I do. I mean, I have 3 chainsaws. Zip line, Jim. Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love a zip line. I'd love a zip line. I don't think I could afford the cable. Actually, I couldn't even afford the hardware to connect the cable. Yeah, zip line would be great. Yeah, it's just you never know, guys. When you live in the woods like this, it's just you got to pray that the people around you are not idiots. No accidents do happen. I just got to hope that it's the people that could start fires that are around me, don't have any accidents. There's always lightning strikes are pretty common fire starters up in this neck of the woods too. Those big electrical storms. When we have them, quite often you can expect a fire to start after that. When I see lightning, I always get concerned. But you never know with some amateur rookies building campfires, and we do have some campsites in the area which out-of-staters do use. I mean, they're not that near me, but where they're situated, if a fire broke out, it would quickly move. People with chainsaws sometimes start fires. I mean, the pros and guys have been logging and cutting wood for a long time typically don't. They're smarter than that, but it's usually an accident or a lightning strike. So yeah, fire season is always a little this brings a little bit of tension up here in this part of the world. It's no joke. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a fire work through a forest. I mean, it moves so fast. It's quite terrifying to watch flames jump 100 foot and ignite a fire in like a few seconds, 100 feet away. It's to feel that heat and to see a fire move through. It's quite terrifying. All you can do is get out of the way, and that would be what I would do. There is no fighting anything up here if it's coming through. Okay. Zip line for you and Ranger. Yep. Jim would cool though. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, guys, I think we're going to call it a night, folks. We've been going for a couple hours at least here. And hopefully I'll have some more video for you next week if all goes well. I have guaranteed internet for another 3 weeks. So we're we can only hope we get one day at a time, guys. One day at a time is what I do here. I'm going to drop a link once again in the chat here. If any of you guys can help out or inclined to help, please consider that. A zip line for you and Ranger would be cool. Yeah, my grandparents and I were close to being killed during a wildfire in Montana when I was 10. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad he made it out of that one. Yeah, it's quite scary, guys. Wildfires are no joke. No joke. There's no being there's no trying to be brave when a fire's heading your way in this kind of terrain. You just you run or drive or get out of the way pretty quick. So understand exactly what you were saying for first season. Gotcha. Yeah. Family plan. Hey, family plan. Thanks, mate. Thanks for hanging out, and it's good to see you. Hopefully, all is well for you folks. And yeah, appreciate it, guys. Okay, folks. If there's nothing else, I think we're gonna wind down. And I think I already said that, right, Natal? Have a good evening. Well, thank you. You too. You guys have a good evening too. And everybody, I'm going to say good night. Mr. Gas, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Good night. God bless to you. Thank you. Rangers whining here. Everyone enjoy your evening. GW card is on the way this week. Tom Hawk, thank you, mate. I really appreciate that, sir. I look forward to it. I really do. Get into the mailbox, and for years before I started streaming, I really didn't get any mail. The one or two envelopes I'd get, once a month maybe. But it's really nice. It's exciting for me to go into town. The first place I go to is the mailbox, and even if you just want to write a letter, folks, I enjoy. You want to write a letter, that's great, man. There's something nice about opening an envelope and reading something. So consider, yeah, my address is in the description to the live streams. You'll find a PO box for me, guys. Thank you. All right, folks. On that note, I think we're gonna say goodnight. Ranger and I haven't made dinner yet. I had my 4 eggs this morning, and I think it's I hear some rumblings. I think I'm gonna make some dinner. So yeah, thanks for swinging by, folks. I really do appreciate it, and it's nice to see names, become familiar with names, and the folks behind the names. So I appreciate you guys coming by. Okay. I think on that note, folks, if I can find the button here, I'll get ready. And thank you so much. We'll see you next week. We'll shoot for the same time. Actually, it might be Saturday next week or Sunday. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Saturday better than Sunday? What's still a few viewers there? What do you guys think? Saturday or Sunday? Has everybody dropped off already? I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably shoot for a Saturday, but it could be Sunday. I'd like to stay with one day. Either or. Okay, Tom, thank you. That's one bit of input. Okay, guys. You can always let me know in the comments what you think is better. Either works, Kevin. Awesome. Hey, Kevin, stay safe out there. Enjoy your camping, sir. And enjoy your surroundings. Random things Sunday, huh? Okay. Yeah, Tomahawk, there is a little bit of a delay here. Takes getting used to, on my side at least. Okay, all right, guys, we're gonna end the stream. Thank you all, and we'll see you next week, either Saturday or Sunday. All right.